Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Live with I.M.PRE S. I'm here today with a very special guest, Miss Sonya Miller. She is the ex-wife of Percy Miller, aka the rap music mogul Master P. Today, Sonya is going to talk to me exclusively for the first time about her life, her marriage, and unfortunately, the messy divorce from Master P. Hello, Sonya. Welcome to the show.
Hello. Thank you.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm hanging in there. You know, I've been going through a lot, but right now I feel blessed.
Sonya, I want you to go ahead and tell our viewers a little bit about who you are.
Well, I'm Sonya C, and C is for my last name, to which I would not reveal. And Sonya C. Miller is from being married to Percy Miller.
Okay.
I'm a rap mogul. I've been rapping since high school, lived in New Orleans, born and raised, basically had businesses all my life, ever since a little girl. And just like, you know, here to just let you guys know a few things that's going on in my life.
Sounds really good. So back in the NOLA, you actually, I want to get to the name No Limit, and you spoke about being a businesswoman and an entrepreneur. Tell us about how the name No Limit came into play.
Okay, first of all, No Limit, it came in play with the record store. We had a Mamas and Pop record store that was open, and it turned into a record label. And of course, I was the first lady of No Limit because I own No Limit.
And still, you are the first lady of No Limit.
And I do want you to know that. Hello. Yes, and basically, yeah, opening it from a record store led to like a label being signed, and then from there, you know, corporations in.
Nice, nice. So you yourself are a rapper. When did you fall in love with hip hop?
Oh my goodness, I fell in love with hip hop when I was in high school. Like if anybody know me from my high school, they know that I was a rapper. That's all I did in school, rap. That's what I liked. That was my passion. And that's what I did.
Absolutely wonderful. So tell us, did you put out any projects before meeting Master P?
Yes, I did. Before I met Master P, I always was into my own raps. And like I said, it was just something I wanted to do. I put out an album. It was Married to the Mob by Sonya C, and it was out in 1993. It was basically a hardcore rap. So I didn't get much play on the radio, but we did make some of the songs a little soft to where you can listen to it on the radio.
She said they had to soften it up a little bit. Married to the Mob. So let's go ahead and move into the time frame of when you met Master P. Tell us about when, where, and you know how did you meet Master P?
Oh my God, it was a lovely time meeting Master P, I must say, at that time. And we met in high school. We both are from New Orleans, Louisiana, and we met. Basically, we really first touched eyes when we were at a nightclub. And we realized that we were all like in the same area with the schools. So our schools was close. He was on the basketball team. I was a cheerleader. So then we kind of like fell in love, like sweethearts, teenage love. And yeah, and we were really teenagers. We were very young when we met, and you know, and it was a lovely thing when we met. We just was so in love. Like,
How long were you married for?
we were married for 23 years before going into this divorce.
Okay, that's a really long time. And you had a big, wonderful family. How many children together?
7 kids altogether, yes.
You don't look like a mother of 7, my dear.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Yes. So, you know, growing up in New Orleans, Louisiana, and then meeting Master P and you guys, you know, formulating No Limit, the record label, there was quite a contrast, I believe, from your roots to now being thrust into the music industry. Tell us about how it felt reaching to that peak of No Limit Records.
Right, coming from New Orleans ground up, that's where I came from, which is a nice place. I love New Orleans. That's my hometown. Look, shouts out to New Orleans. So now I'm in the big LA. That's sorry, New Orleans. But yeah, growing up, you know, in New Orleans, yeah, it was different from being in LA. So we made a we made a big progress. I must say, and it's just living a little larger. It's like you still have bills to pay, so it don't get no easier. To me, it's more work, and you have to put more work into it to keep, to keep it, to keep where you are. So if you're coming from down low or you're coming from ground up, and you work hard, you can really make it to the top. And that's what we did. We worked hard, and we did things basically from ground up, and then we exceeded to the top. And
You guys made it.
lovely, and we did.
And it's unfortunate that when we hear that story, we hear the rise of No Limit Records and it's all associated with Master P, but there's always behind every good man is a good woman. And so, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of times you don't get the credit that you deserve for being there holding down the family and the foundation. So I know in the music industry it can be difficult when you're married to a rap mogul with the groupies and the side chicks and all that kind of thing. Did you have to deal with any infidelity or any, issues during the time of your marriage with Master P?
Okay, yes, basically, as far as groupies, I know he probably has so many groupies. I never worried about any girls because I knew I was his wife, and and I respect my husband, so I was hoping he'd respect me. And as far as one time, yes, I was kind of brokenhearted because he told me he had another kid, but he did come to me as a man to tell me that. But like I say in my book, you guys will hear like a lot of more of that story to be told. I'd rather not go into that detail so far.
All right, gotcha. So she just dropped that little tidbit. There is a book coming. You guys better, stay tuned for that. So we'll get those details in the book. Can you tell us though who filed for divorce?
It kind of went like both sides. It's a both side kind of story. Percy walked out on me, and I think he kind of I thought maybe he was going through this man kind of transaction. So I gave him like a 3-year go and do it maybe, because men go through things. But then it wasn't. It was a little more. He wanted to really leave. And then after that, I found out that it was really like heartbreaking to me that you walked out on me and my kids. I just went to my heart and my inner self saying, you have to continue your life and you have to go on. So it was like I went to get help from a lawyer to help me to file a divorce because I didn't want to stay in that situation.
That is a situation. That was a situation. So, all right, we'll go ahead and move into this messy divorce all over the internet. All messy, all TMZ, all drama all the time.
I can't. I don't understand.
All right. Last year you were quoted saying Master P used the kids to mislead the court in legal documents. Can you elaborate on that?
I can elaborate because that is not true. I never lead my kids to anything distractive. I only lead my kids to things that's positive. And of course, I am positive. And that's the way I wanted him to keep it. But I think when you go through a divorce, it's always one of the, parents that want to kind of lead a little more into what it isn't. And I think that's what Master P did. Probably not meaning it, just coming out being angry maybe in his heart because my kids, they love me, and I love my kids, and I love my family.
All right.
Even their dad would always have love. I will always have love in my heart for him because of his kids.
And you were together for over 20 years. I mean,
exactly. It's no way, So regardless if we are divorced or separating or whatever, I just wanted to be a smooth divorce without the kids being involved because it takes a toll on your kids for real, and it have.
So I read somewhere on a talk show, I think it was the Wendy Williams show, that Master P gave some sort of an apology to you. But he also said that your drug use destroyed the family and that you were living on welfare with Romeo.
And that, I don't know where that comes from, drug use and destroying the family. My family are tight. I am the rock of the family. I am their mother. You can ask any one of my kids, I'm the rock of the family. And I'm going to continue to be the rock of the family. So I don't know where he get that from. That's some narcissistic kind of like things that's coming from him, I guess, because none of that is true.
That's unfortunate because a lot of what I saw on the internet did portray you in such a bad light, and a lot of these clips. I actually saw this clip. I think it was TMZ again, where they were interviewing him as he was coming out of court, and I think he had some of the kids with him, and they kept reiterating something about drug use. So just to clarify once again, are you using drugs or were you using drugs?
To clarify, no, I won't.
All right. Well, we definitely glad to hear that. We're definitely glad to hear that. How is your?
I could say back in the days when I was growing up, you know, everybody go through a little something. I'm not gonna even just say I'm like no perfect person, but no, right now, like I'm growing, and I want to mature, and I want to get the wisdom to be here for my kids. So no, I'm not into none of that, and I just want the world to know that. Please.
Thank you. I'm glad to hear that. And I'm glad that, we have this opportunity so that you can tell the world that, because I want for your story to be heard as well, not just the other side of the fence.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Is the divorce final?
Right now, I'm thinking it is. I mean, we've been going through court. My lawyers, they kind of dropped me recently, so I guess I have to figure out what's going on. But as far as I know, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So the divorce is final. How do you think your kids, they were so thrown into the mix of all of this. How do you think your kids feel about you and about Master P right now?
Well, my kids, they're doing pretty good now, but at first it was very hard on the kids. It was hard on me. I cried plenty of nights missing my kids because he wanting to take the kids, and that was totally out my question because I love my kids. I raised them, and once they left me, I felt empty. And I think they did too. But I always stay in touch with them and talk and pray with them. So I think they got it to where they know their mom is all right, and they growing now, they're getting older, and they can see the picture much better. And the kids are great with me. And with their father right now, they're doing great with their father. I let the boys do the sports with their father. And me, I want to take care of my girls as I did, which I took care of all. But I think it's kind of like a balanced thing. I've been with my kids all my life, so he deserves it. He deserves to be with them now.
What's the relationship right now with you and Romeo?
Romeo is my baby, and he will always be my baby. That's my number one. But I never choose over my kids. I love them all the same. They will tell you that. But Romeo is an outstanding young man, and right now I think that this divorce put a lot on Romeo as far as his career, and I was so upset because me being in the divorce and having to go with lawyers, they saying things on TMZ, which wasn't the truth, half of it. And, and they got Romeo mixed up saying, like, I sued my son. I'll never sue my son. And they mixed it up, and they wanted to make the words sound like that. That's not true. And
well, I wanted to make that point again because yes, it was said very clearly on TMZ that you had sued Romeo.
Oh, never. Romeo and his daddy has the same name, so they need to get their stories together. Okay, I'm not suing my son. I'm getting a divorce from his daddy. My son has nothing to do with his father and I, really. Gotcha. Yeah, and I really was sorry that he was kind of involved. And I apologize, Romeo. Mama love you to death, man. I never would do you that. And basically, yeah, that's what happened. But right now, me and Rome, we pretty close. We went to South Beach just recently and had us a wonderful time.
Nice.
Yeah, so I think, right now what I want for him is his doors to open for his career and for him to live his life and not to be in mama and daddy's mess. You don't need to be in this mix.
Right. So, Sonya, the divorce started back in 2014? Yeah. And so it went on for like 3 years, almost 3 years. Really, you've never come out and spoken about anything that's been going on. Why are you speaking out now?
Well, because the time when it was going on, I just felt it was a bunch of nonsense. It wasn't the truth. I don't speak on nothing that's not the truth. And then I felt like to collaborate with that nonsense is just a bunch of mess. I'm not a messy person. I'm a loving person, a caring mother. I have a family. I have my mother, my sisters and brothers. I have people that love me. So, it was no need for me to just be all over the blob and trying to express myself. I figured it would be a time, and I just waited my time.
Classy.
And right now, I felt like I need to let the world know because I want to move on to bigger and better things that's about to happen. My doors are about to open.
Nice, nice. Are we privy to any of that that's about to happen?
Well, yeah, I mean, you will be.
So we know that there is a book coming, and I happen to know that Sonya's involved with some other media and some other big things coming down the pike. I guess we won't go into it now, but I want you guys to. Are you on social media at all?
Well, I do have a Facebook and an Instagram, but I go on and I go off because I feel like I'm so busy that I have to stay in tune with what I'm doing as far as like my work, my theater, like my schooling, and like my kids. Okay. And if I'm on there, I'll put a few pictures and let my mother and my family see and like say hi to a couple of people, and then I'm off. Okay. But I guess, once I'm able, I'll probably be more involved with it.
Well, you guys will just have to, keep Googling for Miss Sonya C. Miller. Yes. She's not doing that whole social media thing right now. Right. Sonya, is there anything else you want to say? Is there anything else you want to say to your kids? Anything you want to say to Master P? Anything else that needs to be clarified?
Mm-hmm. Well, yes. I would like to tell my kids I love you guys dearly. Mama's sorry that all this ever happened. I never wanted it to happen. I never even asked for a divorce from your husband, your dad. I say the husband, but your father. And as far as your father, I just want him to be happy and move on with his life. And, if we're going to have a divorce, we do it the right way for the kids to make our family happy, and we can always be friends. And for him to move on so I can move on. Because there's somebody there waiting for me.
Oh, she said there's somebody waiting for her. I like that. You go, girl.
Yeah, I know, right?
When you've been in the background for so long and you held down the family and you held down the home, and now it's your time. Yes. It's definitely your time to shine, and you look beautiful. And I do appreciate you stopping by here live with Lady I.M.PRE S. I so appreciate you, and I wish you the best. And I appreciate the fact that you've come through something so kind of bad, but look at you, you're still bright.
Thank you.
And you're still shining.
Thank you. Yes, and that's what I want to do. It's just like I never got the acknowledgement that I deserved because I did a lot for No Limit, and people don't know that, but it's okay. I'll continue to do other things. Yes.
In your time is your time.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, Miss Sonya Miller.
Welcome.
It was such a pleasure meeting you.
And nice meeting you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.